Welcome back. It's Soccer Card United. It's episode 247 of the greatest soccer card podcast in the world. My name is Jason. That's Enzo. Hello, Enzo.
Hello, Jason. I am loving this little background you have going on. Do you know what? It looks, without things on it, it looks like you have like pressed a kind of background filter.
It does look like that, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It does a bit, especially the left-hand side there that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
You're right. But it's brilliant.
It's not a green screen. Look, it's real. I'm real. Yeah, I suppose on the last show, on Tuesday's show, you saw I had one done and I was in the middle of building the other one. I've since finished the other one, but I decided in the interest of content creation, of drawing things out, I decided let's not put stuff on it. Let's go like half built, fully built but empty, and then the next show it'll be full of stuff.
We have quite the Tuesday to look forward to.
Yeah. So
if you need anything from here, you let me know. But I'm sure you have.
I think I'm gonna stop by sometime over the next few days, get some cards, and maybe get some boxes. I wouldn't mind one of those cubes being full of some sort of hobby boxes that we have loose.
Do you know? I'm just to let you know, I'm looking at some boxes here, right?
Yeah.
I have the first ever on-demand set we bought, which could be a nice little thing to throw there.
Yeah.
We have two blasters from Fanatics Fest. You know, the baseball blasters, the NYC. So that could make it. I only have one of these. I'm not sure if I'd give it to you. I have one of the Argentina World Cup winning sets. You know, the little econ kind of boxes.
Yeah.
Small enough to fit on the shelf, but I'm not sure if I could give that to you now. And then I have some of the kind of long boxes that wouldn't fit on the shelf, so we shouldn't even talk about them. You know,
I can come over to the old SCU warehouse and have a route around and
listen, I'll see
negotiations.
Yeah, I'll see what I'll leave this here area. But yeah, there's a few options.
So all sorts of stuff to go up there, and then if anyone wants to invite me on their news show, they could.
Yeah, you're looking good. Yeah. You're looking slick.
If Sports Card Nonsense would ask me back,
no, that's not. That ship is long gone, Jason.
I know.
You don't know why, but I do. That's right.
You know why, and I don't.
Yeah.
Did you hear it on their podcast?
No. I heard it from the
horse's mouth.
From the horse's mouth. That's right.
And nobody told me.
No, I couldn't tell you.
Well, now I'm sulking. Now I'm sulking. Now I'm not going to be in good year. I don't even want to do the podcast now. I've been booted off Sports Card Nonsense for reasons unknown to me, but apparently known to everyone else. The listeners are sitting at home going, "Oh yeah, I know. I heard about that. Did you not hear about that? Why am I the last person to find out?"
Jason, these things happen. All right, these things happen.
Okay, will you tell me off the air?
I will. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, fine. So if you're a Sports Card Nonsense mutual listener, please pick one or the other, because I'm officially introducing a vendetta against Sports Card Nonsense based on what Enzo just told me.
Oh my god.
And I thought things were going well.
Yeah, and I was just gaslighting you. Now you've started a vendetta.
No, do you know what? I'm glad I didn't say too much. But anyway, right. Let's get into Hobby HQ.
Okay.
Women's Chrome came out yesterday, and I want to talk about Women's Chrome. But first, I want to have a first look at Stadium Club.
Okay.
No disrespect to Women's Chrome, but Stadium Club is one of the most highly anticipated releases of the year, and I'm foaming at the mouth to talk about it.
Yeah, it's hard to know.
So, there are some sell sheets going around. Thank you to people who sent me sell sheets for Stadium Club. Top's not included. Thank you to the members of the community who supplied me with sell sheets.
Thank you.
Steel City Collectibles have two configurations. We'll start here at the hobby box. Both use this image of the members only box, which is kind of confusing, isn't it?
Yeah. You're saying both SKUs use members only?
I'm saying Steel City in their listings for both SKUs use the box image of members only, which is
that's obviously a mistake. I have heard rumors and whispers that I think are confirmed. Again, not from Dobbs. Thank you. I believe there's going to be a Breakers Delight SKU of Stadium Club as well. So three SKUs minimum. Oh, sorry.
No. I think Breakers Delight is the members only.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
So we can have a look.
Okay. I thought I think the first time I seen members only was in relation to Montgomery Club. So I thought it was a Monty Club thing, but I must not be. Maybe I was wrong.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, it's just sort of a lack of clarity about this stuff, but
that's right.
And again, nobody at Tops is telling us anything. So,
but it's not out for a while. So who needs information? It just seems like 20 plus days in advance. I know, but Steel City, different.
Number one soccer podcast in the world. You'd think someone might send an email. Okay, Stop Stadium Club Chrome will deliver amazing cards, spectacular imagery, and crazy autograph hits, 1 per box guaranteed, so that's standard enough for Stadium Club. Beside new fun inserts such as Fully Charged, Main Stage, and Say Cheese, collectors can also look forward to recurring inserts such as Glimpses of Gold. Do you look forward to Glimpses of Gold every year at Stadium Club?
No, I hit a Pedri. We got a PSA 10 on a Pedri rookie, Glimpses of Gold, autograph to 100, and everyone just goes, eh.
Yeah.
Don't know about that. But
Beam Team is a case hit.
Great.
Instavision Relic cards and Rival Vision book cards are rare. And brand new Stadium Spirit Seat Relic cards featuring an original piece of Stadium memorabilia available as both a relic and an autograph relic. A unique checklist rounds off 23-24 Stadium Club experience. 100 card base set, only UEFA Champions League. So not a UCC product, a UCL product.
Do you think that members only is only that, or do you think both are?
I think that applies to both. I think
that makes sense. Can I say there just quick, the relic cards, book cards, Stadium seat, I think that's all new and that's welcomed, definitely. That's cool.
Yeah, it's all kind of juicing it up. It's all giving it kind of other things to hit as opposed to just refractors and autographs.
And amazing images. But look at Pulisic there, causing absolute havoc for AC Milan. I love to see it.
Yeah. I'm a fan of that text there, the way the first name is in kind of a joined up Brighton cursive, and then the surname is in kind of like a, I don't know what you call that, like a bold font. I enjoy that. That's a nice touch. Maybe people don't like that, but okay. 1 autograph, 4 refractors, and 3 number parallels per hobby box.
100 card base set is well welcomed as well.
Yes, this is nice. This sounds. I mean, there's no to 399. There's 299 is the highest, so it sounds reasonably short print by the standards of the day.
Can I say I'm not? I see 2 Milan cards so far used as the kind of the promotional images. Yeah, promotional images, and neither of them are from football games. I don't love that, but I kind of do like the training ground shots. I won't lie, but at the same time,
but you kind of like the majority to be from matches, and then some training ground.
Yeah, I remember the image variations last year of 2020 when Jude and Musiala were rookies. Their image variations were training ground. I didn't hate that because they were great training ground shots. But well, hopefully the more Milan cards have better.
There's glimpses of gold back again. It's not welcome.
Still looks bad. Looks bad.
There's Beam Team, which has its own kind of life. That
has a better. The font is better this year. It's less beamy, and it's like I don't hate it.
Less beamy, more teamy.
Yeah, it's more Star Warsy vibe, kind of like the tilted back.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Kind of like the crawl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Antonio Conte is in Napoli. The evil empire of Juventus is on the rise. Whatever. Beam Team, 1 per case, so that's a case hit. Rival Vision book card. The Grail is back. Look at this, by the way. Rival Vision, 1 card, 2 rivals, utilizing lenticular technology.
That's a powerful technology. We've heard of it before.
So you could have Lautaro Martinez and Rafael on a card as rivals, and as you tilt the card, each becomes. Rival cards are a delicate art, as we've discussed before.
Yeah, because you're talking to collectors. Collectors don't necessarily want to collect the rival. But like a nice Lionel Messi, Ronaldo there. Do you think they can get it in Barcelona, Real Madrid for rivals?
Maybe so. I don't.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. The Grail returning.
The Grail back, yeah. There's your autograph.
I do like design. That text, Jason. I needed to see it on more cards, but I like that text.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice, just a little flourish, I think. Co-signers, which I guess is dual autographs. Behind the lens autographs, base card autographs, and Beam Team autographs. There's your Stadium Spirit.
This is bothering me. I cannot wait. So Women's Chrome came out today, right? We'll get to that. But that also had these Topps Chrome relic autos. And I need to see what... I've never seen a relic in Chrome tech before.
Yes, I see what you're saying. How thick is it?
Chrome cards are thick, so have they somehow are thin, have they made it thicker but it's still Chrome? I need to see how that goes. But yeah, it's good to see, but I need one of those in hand.
Right. So that appears to be the main situation. So in one box you get 4 base card refractor parallels, 1 base card pink red electric charge, 4 say cheese inserts, 2 fully charged inserts, 1 glimpse of gold insert, and 1 main stage insert, 1 autograph, and at least 3 additional base colored card or image variations per box on average.
Is that members only? SKU?
No, This is a hobby box SKU. We're going to go to members only now.
No, but I'm saying, is that description what to expect in a hobby box or in members only?
In one hobby box.
Okay.
Yep. So now we go to members only, which is listed here not as members only. This is confusing, but as Breaker's Delight.
Okay.
Right.
I am of the belief, Jason, that there's Chrome Hobby, Breaker's Delight, and members only. That's what I think.
Yes, but hang on a second, because look at this quote unquote Breaker's Delight situation. So once again, 2 crazy auto hits in Breaker's Delight. Every box will include an exclusive members only autograph card. Okay. Exclusive classic kits autograph cards fall 1 in every case.
Okay. 2 autographs, so 3 parallels, 1 electric charge parallel box.
Yeah.
It's a good image of Messi. I like that a lot.
So that image is, I guess, like kind of retro Topps Stadium Club image. And that's the classic kits autographs. So they're a case hit in Breaker's Delight.
So do you think they're kind of bringing out a retro kit in each of them as well? Would some of our kind of kit people love that? Maybe
so. Yeah. You might get a nice, I don't know, a 90s AC Milan kit with Marco van Basten or something like that.
That's right.
But you get an exclusive members only autograph card inside Breaker's Delight, similar to a Black Laser card in Chrome.
Okay.
But again, I don't know. There could be 3 SKUs, there could be 2 SKUs.
We'll find out soon. Someone knows.
Yeah. Look. Members only refractor parallel.
Members only.
Members.
Why does it not say Breaker's Delight? No. People have complained about the terminology of Breaker's Delight, and maybe they've changed it. Because people are like, because it's not, you can buy it on Topps website. It's not only for breakers, and people went mad about Breaker's Delight, the name. So maybe this could be the first step in just calling it something else.
Just a little shift away from calling it Breaker's Delight, while still being able to do a SKU that Breakers.
But Jason, has members only not already existed in baseball in the past as a box?
That I don't know.
I think it is. Because members only was an insert to Topps Chrome Stadium Club last year. We talked about it, and I'm pretty sure people said, there's a members only box where everything is members only inside that box.
Okay, right.
Listen.
So, but they haven't included any. Look at this. This is a members only stamped black refractor Harry Kane autograph, which is different to the black refractor Harry Kane autograph that we saw in the Hobby Box promo.
But it doesn't say it's hat-trick exclusive. But I suppose hat-trick said there was one of them in hat-trick. Or not hat-trick, Jesus.
No, Breaker's Delight.
Oh my God.
If you look at these base card autograph check kind of parallels for this Breaker's Delight / members only SKU, members only stamp neon green refractor parallels 99, Blu-ray refractor, gold refractor, members only stamp gold refractor, orange prism, members only orange parallel. It's like it's kind of all.
Why is it not a members only super refractor? I suppose.
So this must be the members only SKU.
Members only image variation autograph. Members only exclusive super refractor parallel 101. Look at that. Second last. Wow. Members only image variation autograph. But does that mean there's no
members only image variation auto? There's no other parallels of that, I guess.
But like,
is that what it's saying?
I think that might be saying that like there's a members only image variation, and there's only one.
Oh no!
So like
we've stumbled back into only one chat.
No, but I'm trying to say, I think like that. Like imagine this, right? Let's say the Jude Bellingham, right, where he's doing the smiley face, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that card was a members only image variation autograph. Super Factor Parallel 101, we would have never seen that image until that 101 was hit. I think that's what it's saying. It's saying that image doesn't exist anywhere else in any other form.
Okay. But it could also mean there are base ones, but there aren't.
There could be base ones without autographs, maybe, but I don't know. But do you know what?
I don't know either.
If that's not the case, that should be the case, and I'll bring it up to the boys I thought to never give us information. I'll give them information and ideas.
It's kind of a one-way street information-wise. So then it's the same thing with the Instavision, including a lenticular piece, Stadium Spirits, relic cards. Members only doesn't seem to have any impact on this.
I've never in my life received one of these. I've only ever seen them on the internet, received by other people who then share them.
Oh, these
like this little deck.
Yeah. No, I know. We don't get these sent direct. We have to get. Anyway, so. There's some kind of confusion. The members only parallels are gold, orange, black, red, and super.
Okay. Look, short printed.
There's different image variations. What?
Yeah, there's multiple member-only exclusives kind of dotted around here. Look at that. Short printed sets highlighting the best young players and rookies of the season. So there's going to be a members-only image variation of 11 Yamal.
I understand. So there will be gold, orange, black, red, and supers of the members-only image variations, but there'll only be a super auto of the members-only image variation.
I think so, yeah. I think that's right.
Right. Okay, good. 32 and 32. Exclusive to the Breaker SKU, these short printed cards celebrate special UCL moments as the competition format changes shape, sort of memorializing the 32 team competition.
Look at that main stage. Main stage is nothing to do with group stage. Okay, I understand. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
It's confusing. It's new, but I think when we start seeing it open, it'll make sense. Ultimately, I am excited.
It'll all come together.
I'm excited for Stadium Club.
Me
it
too.
Should be fun.
I
believe it's end of month. I think 3 weeks, about 20 days time.
Yeah.
Oh,
they have it here as the 11th of September.
Oh, September. Sorry. The American dates.
Yeah, the old 9/11 gotcha.
But I mean, they used the wrong image, so I don't, or they have the right image. I don't know.
We don't know. So if anyone can clear that up, with advanced information that for some reason we're not privy to, please do so.
Yeah, it'd be great to break that down on Tuesday.
I mean, we can kind of do what we did with Merlin Chrome, which is essentially preview the product for 3 full weeks.
Yeah, to be honest, let's just wait until this weekend. People will be ripping it probably.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hang around not long enough and somebody will be ripping it 2.5 weeks to fans.
Okay. What's going on?
In a much more
clear
cut way, we have Women's Chrome that came out yesterday. It was £120 sterling on the UK website. So you can do your own local conversions. I didn't pay in pounds, but you know. And we already talked about it in the preview, but the design is the same as the Chrome design for UCC. They obviously have relics, as we've been talking about. We don't know how they're going to look in the cards. We have the look at that 1/1 designation up here.
Yeah,
is that's common to the other?
I don't know, but I think it's a lot worse than like Panini's kind of italic 1/1. But it's interesting to not just use the 1/1
as a stamp. For anyone who's just listening, we're talking about the Champions League draw cards. There's an Ada Hegerberg draw card here, and it says tops in the corner. And then it says just 1/1, and sort of like
font, normal font,
Calibri or Arial or something like that. Sort of strange, but anyway, there are some other relics apart from just the Patellas, which I guess is this Chrome Premium Autograph relic.
I see the term variation all over. Queens of Football autograph variation. On above that, like it seems to be a lot of variations in this, which could be good.
That could be good. So Enzo, I believe you actually have some of this, and you're going to be opening it later for the YouTube. Is that right?
Yep. So once this podcast is done, I'm going to go over and pick up a box because we have received our boxes. I have it up on soccerguys.com right now for anyone that wants to dip in. But yeah, I'm going to go over, grab one, and hopefully, if I'm lucky, I'll hit one of those relic cards and I'll satisfy my my question.
Your intense questioning as to what they look like.
Last year we were very lucky with Women's Chrome. We hit a super factor in one of the first boxes we ripped. So I'm hoping for similar luck this year. So I'm going to pick my box wisely.
Yeah, we were talking about Women's Chrome on Tuesday, and so people kind of wrote in and gave us their thoughts on the product and where it's going. So Mark wrote in. We know Mark. He's from the Netherlands. Him and his daughter Silke collect. Mark said, "Hi, great talk about the Women's Chrome set on the podcast." Oh, stop it, Mark. Agree with you. Don't think the women's part of the hobby will grow as fast as the men's, but we have sold well at the couple of international shows we have set up at. In London, for instance, there was plenty of interest in our women's cards. I heard Enzo talking about the women's card groups he was in. Since my daughter and I collect mostly women's cards now, we'll be very interested in tips as to where to go to find women or find other women's cards collectors. Sorry, I just had a brief moment of dyslexia there, but I'm okay now.
Is that is he asking like what's the group called? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but also while you're finding that, just to say that we would agree that there's always interest in women's cards, but it's a fraction of the interest in the men's cards. So there is a small but growing community, and the kind of point we were trying to make on Tuesday, I think, was that if the releases keep up with sort of relatively large print runs and they kind of keep coming hard and fast, and the supply is outgrowing the demand, they're kind of both getting further and further away from each other, then that community, which is a very good community, very strong community, and a growing community, won't be able to keep up. And at some point, it can kind of collapse a little bit, where it's like people get discouraged because it seems like it's never going to quote unquote happen.
Yeah, I do. To be honest, we're looking at the print run of Topps Chrome and the various SKUs maybe that exist, like with the blasters, and maybe Sapphire would be coming as well. It's like, it feels like a lot, but then when you preview Stadium Club and you're talking about Merlin, you're like, they have actually kind of tapered themselves a little bit as well. Like, they're not making a Merlin women's, they're not making a Stadium Club, so it's kind of give and take. I do think they're kind of allowing space for more women collectors to come in, you know, but still, it still feels like it's a little bit off. Just for the Facebook group, it's called Women's Soccer Collectors Group. There's 805 members. I'm not sure who owns the group, to be honest, but it's been around for a long time, and yeah, I'm in it. It's good. Nothing but women's cards in there. People love it. It's good.
Right.
Good community. Friendly. It's a lot friendlier in there. There's no hate the way there does be in a lot of other groups. People put stuff up and they get replies as opposed to abuse.
That's nice. Not like, what kind of a price is this, or interesting point here from Kennel, which we hadn't really brought up on Tuesday. Women's football cards are in line with the women's game. Okay, fine. Mm-hmm. Saying it's smaller, that's okay. I mean, coming in a little bit hot maybe, but okay. It's a joke how they get included in men's sets to increase set size and print runs. You would never see women's basketball included in NBA sets.
Right.
Which I'm not sure. I'm not sure I love the tone there, but maybe I'm being overly sensitive. But that is, in fairness, a very good point to say they don't include WNBA cards in NBA sets.
Yeah, but okay, I have a question for that, and this is you probably have the answer. I don't know for sure. There's two things. I don't know. One, is the NBA and the WNBA owned by the same organization? Because like UEFA owns the Women's Champions League. You know what I mean? It's a Champions League license
issue. Yeah.
Could be a licensing. Because I do think Caitlin Clark will end up in men's boxes if they're able to.
Right, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But I don't know. But they probably
that could be a licensing thing more than a kind of a.
Could be. I don't like, to be honest. I think he is right though, because I think up until this year, I think Caitlin Clark obviously did a madness, and now everyone talks about the women's basketball where they really didn't prior. Yeah. But I think like similar happened in soccer, where the Barcelona women's have done so well, and the World Cups have been going so well. Like I think I think in women's sports in general across the board, not just soccer, not just basketball, is getting more attention, more interest. I don't think it's crazy, but I understand what he means when he says to just kind of juice up the print run and throw them in there.
Yeah, and I think like there's a point to be made. It's not necessarily just
different
like
sports.
Yeah, the different sports, and it's not necessarily like get these women out of these men's sets. I think it also, I think like there's an argument to be saying that you're slightly hurting the women's products by putting women in other sets, because it's like you're kind of stopping that community from becoming a niche. You're kind of like, and you're also turning a bit of sentiment against it. Like that sounds to me like maybe somebody who opened a box and their hit was a women's card when they were really chasing a men's card.
Yeah, they give one auto per box, you hit a women's auto, and you're like, I don't watch women's football.
I don't know anything about this. I'm now kind of like I'm resentful of it. Whereas like I think it should just kind of be allowed to grow, and it is growing, and it is having it's kind of its own moment. Maybe in it doesn't have to be compared all the time. Because like I know, for instance, like basically everyone I know who enjoys women's football, myself and yourself included, doesn't think of it in direct comparison to men's football when they're watching it. And everyone I know who complains about women's football, the first thing they go to is always a comparison with the men's game. And I think it's probably the same for cards.
That makes sense.
If you want to enjoy both, the first thing to do is destroy the.
But here's something, right? On the flip side, we hit like last year the Alexia Putellas autograph in Inception. Beautiful card, right? I think purple, pink parallel, whatever. Was beautiful card. And it's like, if they didn't throw women's set into the men's set, then a women's collector probably won't get to have an Inception women's card, because they're not going to make a standalone Inception women's set necessarily. So in that case, it's kind of good. But I know what you're saying. It's still.
What I'm saying is there was an Inception when 2017-18 men's Chrome came out.
That's true. You build it up.
It's building up. Just because soccer cards have had a boom doesn't mean women's soccer cards should just be kind of thrown in there.
That's true.
Kind of almost in like an F1, F2 kind of way, but not even quite, because some F2 drivers do graduate into driving F1.
That's true. I get it, Jason.
Something to think about.
Sound logic there. It is good to think about these things, I think.
It's good to talk, isn't it?
It's good to talk.
Speaking of talking, we actually have some more feedback from recent talking points.
It's about your background. I thought you fixed it.
It's not about my background. I've deleted all those comments from the YouTube. Right, Mad City Collector. Obviously, we're talking about 101s and all that kind of stuff. Mad City Collector writes in and says, the hobby emphasis on 101s does seem to be overheated because Fanatics and Panini are just printing more and more to increase the number of chase cards to sell products. The Lamine Yamal Topps Chrome Superfractor sale makes more sense because it is in line with hyped prospects in other sports. It is still a huge gamble, though. I think newer collectors are gravitating to the mindset that 1/1 trumps other factors when collecting. I have some doubts that this mindset will sustain the values for many of the second-tier products and post-playing days 1/1 cards as time goes by. I have my lane for collecting, but I'll be an interested observer about what collector trends sustain or grow values in the post-2020 products. So basically, are 1/1s kind of having a moment now, and does that seem like it's brilliant in the short term because we have all these cards that are doing really well because they're 1/1s, but long term, could that maybe like destroy the hobby from the inside out?
Yeah, I think ultimately you're still chasing significant cards, not just 1/1s, you know?
Yeah.
But I also think from a collector point of view, like, this is obviously a little bit of a different example, but like, Jason, when you see an Ireland 1/1, like the Katie McCabe or like the Robbie Keane that you picked up ages ago, like the Katie McCabe, I'll use Katie McCabe as an example, first time in an Irish kit, so there is significance there, but it's like, you know, if another set comes out with a Katie McCabe and Irish kit, you're going to want that 1/1 from just the point of view of collecting, and it only takes one other person wanting it to drive the value up. So like, that's the idea, obviously, is like, even if there was so many of them, all you need is two people that really, really, really want them, and the prices are a little bit healthier. That's what I'm describing a 1/1, I know, but I know, and I know what he's saying. There is, prices will never kind of go, I don't think, to zero, you know, obviously on a 1/1, but if you're buying at 6,000, it's not necessarily a guaranteed investment because it's a 1/1.
Well, like, I remember when we first kind of started kind of in the hobby, but then also just going to card shows and stuff, like definitely like the discourse in the soccer hobby, and maybe we just ended up importing ideas from other sports. I don't know. I haven't been in other sports hobbies, but like, it does seem like 1/1s get talked about a lot more now than they did. Maybe I'm just kind of rose tinted glasses. Maybe there's just more cards. I don't know, but it does seem like there's kind of there's been a shift towards like 1/1s in a way. I mean, in fairness, when we started the hobby, like PSA 9s were sold for more than raw cards, so it was a different hobby, you know.
I think there's so many products and so many cards and so many parallels of so many players that it's kind of gotten to a point to it. Like, if you're of a certain, I suppose, if you're at a certain level financially in the hobby where you're spending maybe 10,000 plus on cards and you're happy enough to do it, I feel like it is that thing of like, it's 1/1 or bust. Like, I'm not buying enough, like, because for as many people always go, there's so many 1/1s. It's like, right, so how many of 5s are being made? How many of 50s are being made? How many of 10s are being made? If there's so many 1/1s that you feel like one player has 50 1/1s, how many of 5s do they have? You know, so I do think like it's that
inflation thing that we talked about.
Yeah, it's like keeping the hobby as simple as possible. And if you're kind of a higher end collector and you're not trying to do as much mental gymnastics as you do, you just go, okay, this is the player I like, this is the team I like, this is what I collect. I'm going to go after the 1/1s because they're easier. Like, I can at least count how many of them there are if I sit down and try count it, you know. And obviously you can count them all because it's just numbers, but it's easier, it's quicker, and it's just kind of like, right, 1/1. There's only one of them. Now it's mine. No one else has it. Win.
No, I get that completely. Like, even like if I remember, like, say Jude class, like an all 50 Jude or an all 50 Musiala or an all 50 Camavinga, like at that time was like a big hit. But now when we're at card shows and someone is kind of coming up to us with stuff, like, unless it's a PSA 10 or maybe it's an auto or something like that, like, in terms of like when people say to us, are you buying or are you trading? Like, generally what I'll say to them is, super low numbered stuff or autographs.
Yeah.
But like, in, you know, I don't know who's a good example. I'll use Lamine Yamal, even though he doesn't really work. But like an of 99 Lamine Yamal to me is not the same as an of 99 Jamal Musiala was.
Yeah, definitely not. That's simple.
That's true. That's true, and that's by the way, that's including the fact that Lamine Yamal is the most hyped prospect we've had in soccer in the last couple of years. Jamal Musiala was just kind of one of 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
At the time. But there definitely, you do feel that shift because there's so many more products, there's so many more parallels, and so
it's hard. I think
you're saying, yeah,
the natural shift, Jason, is like if someone comes up with a Lamine Yamal of 99 raw, and then they come up with an of 99 PSA 10, you feel a little bit more comfortable. But that's just purely because you're like, right, the population of PSA 10s will be below 99. You know what I mean? Like it's
exactly. I've cut out a certain amount of the of 99s.
Grading is kind of creating more scarcity at this point, more so than telling you this is in gem mint condition. If you know what I mean.
I agree. I completely agree. I think that's a really good point to say that you're not even really when you. That just blown my mind.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even mean to do that, but I know. Like,
yeah,
someone walks up to you with a Lamine Yamal 99. You look it over and it looks absolutely aesthetically perfect. You know, the PSA 10 at that point, the only thing it's giving you is just this is a 10, and it's not even about how it looks, about the condition of it. This is purely about the fact that it says Pop 50 instead of Pop 99.
It's exclusivity. Yeah, because when I see a card that's in a PSA 10, my main, as you say, kind of like the reason my eyes go wide or whatever is because I'm like, oh my god, there can't be that many of these.
Yeah, because it looks amazing.
I've looked at cards and said, how did that get a 10? I've seen other cards and thought this is perfect, and then it gets a 7 or whatever. Like, not that I'm an expert, but like I'm a collector. I'm a kind of observer. So it's like, you're not even necessarily looking for it to, because of course it should be in good condition. It's a brand new card.
Yeah, for the most part.
You're just kind of like,
always.
Some people are going to get 9, some people are going to get 8, some people are going to get 7s. So the 10 keeps me safe a little bit.
And I think that's happening across the board. And like of 50s have less appeal. Like they're good hits, but they're not. Everyone wants the 101. That's what's happening. And it's kind of fascinating because the less interest there is in of 5s, the bigger the premium that'll be on 101s. Right? Because if the people that would normally buy the of 5s are like, I'm not getting involved, and then it's like there's more people trying to get the 101, which is obviously going to drive the price up. And maybe that's what we're seeing with that like Lamine Yamal sale. Maybe that's what it is. It's like the people who missed out on the 101 aren't necessarily picking up the of 5 or the of 10.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we have to, like, we've seen this, like, it is just that kind of inflationary thing. Like we've seen, like, refractors were a big thing when, for Erling Haaland and Ansu Fati. Then numbered was a big thing for Jude. And then by the time we get to Lamine Yamal, or, who knows where we'll be in 5 or 10 years time, it's like, what is this of 399? Why is that being listed among the hits in a box? Because it's not, someone needs the 1 of 1, not the of 399, not even the of 50.
Yeah. That's could be where we're going. But then on the flip side, it's like that also comes, like, the bizarre thing as well is I think like an of 50 hit in basketball or baseball is still good going. I think.
Yeah. Is it that thing of are we kind of working our way back to our point we've been making for the last 2 years about, like, the high end collectors are only going to want the 101s, but you still need to have people below that who are interested in the of 50s, of doing their collections, of getting the, I collect gold.
I think it makes sense for like the soccer high end to be growing as fast as the low end is, and the mid end being the issue.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of that still.
Yeah, because we've definitely seen a rapid acceleration in the amount of, like, you can rock up to a card show and you will sell more cheap soccer cards than you ever would have before.
Yeah. And then obviously the 101 prices are, as we've seen with the Yamal, and we've seen with similar cards, it's like they're ramping up. Like when Jude sold, we just felt so amazing that a Jude sold for 20 grand, and we were like, this is what's supposed to happen. And we had like a euphoric moment. And like now we're really in with the big boys because we're matching Paul Skeens, or we're getting close to Paul Skeens, whatever the case may be. So now it's like, right, great. The high end has kind of, investment has basically come in from the high end. People are actually speculating, investing, hopefully collecting as well at the high end. But it's kind of like the low end is there. It's growing all the time. And like low end is not like a term to kind of say people don't have the money to do or aren't doing it. But I just mean like casuals are coming in, like people that are just starting. That's what I call low end is you start by buying a box, not by spending 15 grand on it of 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that mid-tier range where you can, maybe you're at a card show, you can buy an of 50 PSA 10 and then flip it for some money then thereafter. I don't know if that happens as much in soccer as it would in other sports. And that's obviously part of the ecosystem and the economy of the hobby, where it's like, if you hit a Kaboom PSA 10, that should be a liquid asset that's moving at a certain price, and you're able to buy, sell if you want, if you're a dealer, because people are hopefully collecting them and taking them out of the system, and therefore they're kind of rarer and they're kind of good legal tender. But it feels like it's growing. You know, we're there. I mean, if I'd love to look at like the numbers inside Fanatics on Tops of like the soccer box production and like the revenue being made and like that kind of growth, because it's like, although it feels like we're kind of treading dangerous waters, I think internally, if you look at those types of stats, whether or not those are sustainable, that's the kind of the big question, I suppose. But I do think the line is still like crazy up.
Yeah.
But it's like, so it's impressive that the soccer hobby or the hobby at large is able to even eat that many products and not completely go to zero, if that makes sense. But like, how long can that happen is a different question. So and Yamal helped this one tremendously this year. It was probably the highest sprint run this year. Yamal did that. So it's kind of like, if their graphics are going like this, they wanted to do that again next year. But next year without Yamal, is that going to be a reset? Is that going to be a bad year for it? Is that, you know, and I say next year, it's actually, you know, the next couple months.
It's happening right now. Okay, speaking of auction sales, speaking of Tops and Fanatics, Sean Madden has left a sort of a conspiracy theory YouTube comment, which I'd like to go through, because usually there's, you know, we're the ones offering conspiracy theories, but Sean has one of his own. So this is basically to explain, we were talking about how in the last Golden Elite, where there was lots of soccer, it seemed as sort of like a changing of the guard from Panini having soccer supremacy going into Tops, and we were kind of wondering what is going on there. Sean says, fellas, I have a theory about the high price of Tops cards, right? We all know Michael Rubin, CEO of Fanatics, has a lot of really rich friends, many of whom I'm sure ask him, how's the whole Tops cards venture going with your Fanatics brand? I'm hearing a lot of cool stuff about cards. What's that all about? How can I get involved? So you imagine Michael Rubin sitting around with the guys, Jay-Z, Tom Brady, you know,
Logan Paul,
yeah, Robert Kraft. And then Rubin will go on talking about Wemby cards and Tops Chrome, super selling for X and Y, etc., etc. And his rich friend, this is like a scenario. You got to picture yourself here. Maybe like around a nice, tasteful fire in the Hamptons by the beach. It's about 9 o'clock in the evening. People are wearing cardigans. And his rich friend goes, well, not much money to be made there if the Wemby card is already 500k. What can I get involved in? This is the ground floor, perhaps a hidden gem. And Michael Rubin says, when I read this first, I didn't realize it was a whole kind of like sort of a scenario. And Michael Rubin says, well, you know, the soccer hobby is really booming worldwide. It's not quite at the level of basketball, baseball, football, which already has collectors, investors that would gobble up high-end 6- and 7-figure cards. But if you get in on soccer now, and the World Cup's in the US in 2026, these cards are going to skyrocket in value, and you'll look smart for being involved already. By the way, my good friend Ken Golden has an auction house where you can buy some of the best soccer cards available right now. That is actually, I think, the weak point in this theory is that I don't think Michael Rubin and Ken Golden are friends.
I don't think they are, no. That's why Fanatics Collect are coming for the neck.
Yeah. But we'll allow it. Is it possible that Michael Rubin and the wealthy circles he's in have actually single-handedly been able to generate some high-end soccer card collectors and investors out of his friends, and that's why Top Soccer did so well? Because he would, of course, say, don't buy those Panini pieces of junk, support my brand, Tops, and Top Soccer cards will take over that other brand's prestige.
I think whether that scenario itself happened or not, I think a person with his network constantly engaging with, talking about, appearing in front of sports cards is going to result in some of them going, what is this? The same way when me and you get involved with cards and we have a podcast, our friends go, what is this? And like some of it sticks, some of it doesn't, you know?
Yeah. I suppose that's right. Yeah, I have friends who have bought cards or bought boxes based, you know, off the back of me doing this. So if my friends were Michael Rubin's friends,
and if you were a billionaire,
if I was a billionaire,
your friends might even hold you in a different regard.
Yeah. They might think, well, it's a good idea.
That's right.
Now,
they're like,
it can't possibly be any good what he's doing now.
Yeah, you see Michael Rubin, they go, this must have legs to it. I trust him.
Yeah, I like the theory. Just in terms of just where my head's at, I like the idea that it would actually be cheaper to encourage your friends to, or kind of like, you know, to kind of crowd fund Tops outperforming Panini than it would be to buy Panini, or knowing that Panini won't sell to Fanatics.
Yes.
It's like, okay, you don't want to do it that way. We'll just do it this way.
It makes sense.
Because I feel like one thing that Panini has left is their prestige and their their name, their brand.
More stickers, flimsy, that kind of a brand on the background
yeah,
of it all.
Yeah.
Jason, I have a question now to tie that in with what we spoke about already, and also kind of steer something that might not be on the docket and maybe should get a small mention.
Yeah.
Talking about big sales of Lamine Yamal. We're talking about our Panini good or bad. You've seen the 1-of-1 Lamine Yamal Spanish kit FIFA Select Black.
Yes, I have, yeah.
Hit on whatnot by what seemed to be a child.
Hit by, what do you mean? Hit by the breaker was a child?
I think that he was a child in brain at least.
Yeah.
And apparently he's done a runner with the card. He's cancelled all the orders. He's disappeared off the face of the earth with his I want to say he deleted his brand, but it didn't seem like he had much of a brand, which is one of a lot of people's kind of issue with why did you buy into his break? I didn't like his break and setup. For people that are perfectionists that try to set up our setup, I said, hold on a minute, this guy is getting away with this.
Yeah.
And obviously had a holy shit moment. This could be $100,000 card. Let me, run off the Texas. And I wish well to the people that bought into that break. I hope that 1-on-1 Yamal goes where it belongs. I'm hoping this individual tries to send it to Golden or something, and Golden goes, you can't do that. Now, who's the rightful owner of this card? It seems like there's not been any official statement on it, I don't think. But
from any quarter.
From any quarter. So just to round it up for people, person on whatnot, selling slots, hits the Yamal 1-on-1, deletes his account, disappears, cancels all the orders, cannot see him, cannot find him on social. People probably have his address based on him shipping out other orders in the past, I would assume.
Yeah.
Not a good look. People are quick to bash the platform. I don't know if similar things have happened and can't officially be resolved or whatever. That seems to be the line. The line seems to be...
Remember the backyard breaks, Trevor Lawrence?
I remember that, but I don't... I forever don't know if that was real or not, if you know what I mean.
You don't know if that one necessarily was as clean cut as it seemed.
Was that just outrage marketing or not? Because this isn't outrage marketing, if you know what I mean. This is someone who has not thought.
You don't think the Boys and Girls Club is going to get anything out of this one?
No, I don't. Yeah, there's not going to be my account deleted by mistake. No. This I think it's like someone that doesn't understand what only one means, Jason.
You think who doesn't understand?
The breaker.
No, they understand perfectly well. That's why they deleted their account.
Yeah, but how are you selling that? Like, you're trying to sell something that is black mark now forever. Yeah, and he might get away. He might get away with
card.
Yeah, I mean, trouble. Don't love it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, in what is the idea is now he's gone to ground with this very valuable Lamine Yamal card.
Yes. The hobby community at large, which is a niche community, is fully aware this card has been stolen.
Yes, this is what they call a hot card.
That's right, a very hot card.
So how is he going to fence this one? Because PSA might not even grade it.
No, definitely not.
Because it's so high profile that it won't just slip through unnoticed.
Yeah,
it'll be a big upcharge.
There hasn't been a comment made by anyone, I don't think, as of now, as of the recording of this broadcast. But you can send it to an auction house.
Yeah.
They're reputable. They will know.
Right, so here's one for you. I was going to ask you, what do you do if you're the person who bought into the break?
Right.
But I'm not really interested to hear that. What I am interested to hear is, what do you do if you're the breaker?
Thank you for not asking me that, because you could have incriminated me.
Yeah.
My Italian vendetta, I would have found...
Yeah, first of all... Speaking of those Italian instincts, what I want to know is, what would you do if you'd stolen the card? What's next?
Okay. I've stolen the card. Here it is.
Yeah.
Right, here it is.
That's the card, yeah.
Fabio Moretti is the 1-on-1.
So I bought into your Finest Flashbacks. By the way, Finest Flashbacks available on soccercards.com.
Yeah, and will be
I bought into your
Finest
Flashbacks, and I got that.
Yeah, you got that. And I have decided this is 6 figures. So I turn off my OBS-bot. I turn off my camera. I turn off my mic.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm sitting here. I've deleted all my social. I've made out like a bandit. I'm sitting in my house with this.
You've refunded everybody. It's all...
Yeah, it's all sorted. I'm thinking, I've linked to PayPal or a bank account to whatnot, which has all my personal information.
Yeah.
My shipping address is probably public to people I've shipped to in the past, and someone might have that on record.
So let's say for argument's sake, right? You haven't broken any laws.
Yes, at this moment in time, no law has been broken. You're allowed to refund people, kind of.
You're allowed to refund people. You're allowed to say, I'm actually not able to fulfill this service. You haven't broken any laws. You might be open to some sort of civil lawsuit, but there's no.
At the moment,
the police aren't going to knock you out the door.
Yeah, the police can't get me. See, this is the beauty of a 1-on-1. If it was an on-5, it's a bit different, but it's a 1-on-1. So this card is this card. I can't come back and go, you've seen a red one, but that's not it. This is not.
Yeah.
So it's a 1-on-1. I know I'm smart enough to know I probably shouldn't grade it. I'm also smart enough to know there's a couple of grading companies I probably can't grade it with. Mm-hmm. They'll let it go through. So I'm not grading it. I'm not grading this card. I cannot send it to auction.
Yeah.
Because I trust a man like Ken Golden is going to be on my ass if I do.
Yeah.
I can't really stick it on eBay because people are going to be Googling eBay to see, did I do that?
Yeah.
And maybe I'm thinking ahead to a civil suit and thinking to myself, I don't necessarily want to be seen trying to sell it.
Yeah.
So I think there's two options on the board. I mean, three options. Option number one, and I'm assuming this option's off the board. Option number one is fix this and get it to the rightful owner.
You don't want to do that. You want to successfully pull off the heist.
Well, then there's two options. Option number one is try to sell this hot card at a somewhat discounted price to someone who is unaware that it has been stolen. So at this point now it's like, okay, I've destroyed my reputation. Set it for 100 grand, which I don't think this card would reach anyway, even though I think it's a cool card with the Spanish kit and a rookie logo. So you're probably talking 20, 30 grand best case scenario.
Right, yeah.
Right, so now it's like, okay, I've just befuddled my entire reputation for 10 to 30 grand.
Yeah.
And I have to find someone and hope they don't know it's a stolen card, because if they do, they'll be on my ass potentially.
Yeah.
So
do you know who I think you could look to find?
Tell me.
I think you need to find an intermediary, because if you're the kind of person who's going on whatnot with a sort of a, not professional breaking setup and you're doing that and then you're disappearing, you're probably not linked into the global network of top collectors.
Yeah. Like we can pick up the phone, Jason. If we hit the right card, we know, I don't want to say like Ken, we're not coming for Ken's neck, but we know, after hitting this card, I know a man who'll buy that. No
exactly.
doubt about it.
So I think you need to find someone who will cash you out, because they'll be able to then place it with a private collector.
Yeah, but I think the person that can do that would be wise enough to know. I wouldn't trust that person with a stolen card.
Mm.
Do you know? I mean, maybe you have to call someone. I mean, listen, there's no shortage of people in this hobby with questionable moral standing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll say that much. So there's definitely a way to get it off. Do you rock up at a local card show and try to get it gone? No. What card show? You're in the UK. No, there's not a lot of card shows where there's 10 grand for a card, for one card. And then so your only real option, your only real option is to hold it. Reemerge or never, like you don't have to reemerge. You don't reemerge, right? That ship's gone. You need to get a new job. But should you be tracked down, or if there's a civil suit, I think you just have to say, I lost the card.
Yeah.
That's
destroyed or it's lost.
No, I lost it. I honestly, I did it. I had a panic attack. I freaked out and I was scared, and I got all this abuse online, and I wanted to fulfill it. I didn't even know how I was going to send a card of this value. I started panicking. Here's proof of me looking up how do I sell something like this. I reached out to the bar saying I'm going to do this, and then I went looking for it, and I actually cannot find it. OMG, I think it went in the bin. OMG.
Yeah.
And just make sure it never surfaces again. At which point you're an idiot. This guy doesn't have a lot of brain cells. He obviously needed the cash because he's seen it and he kind of thought this was his ticket to a good or better life. But yeah, the reason he needs a better life is because the reason his current life is not a better life is because his brain did not operate in such a way where he hit this card and didn't realize he couldn't get away with it. And also, I want to preface this and say, you panicked, you messed up. Because do you know why I'm saying this, Jason? Many times in our past, we'd say something like this, and the person would be like, I listened to the podcast.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. This is potentially a listener.
To prevent you from killing yourself or similar, I do want to say you fucked up. Jason, you've put me in a bad situation here of trying to say how I'd get away with it. The reality is you're not getting away with it unless you just wanted to look at it for the rest of your life, like the people that stole, I don't know if the Mona Lisa or something, whatever painting that was. You just want to have it. There it is. I know I have it. I don't care if anyone else knows because I'm not selling it. This is important to me. I'll give this to my kids in the future and they'll go, do you not steal this? Yours, go back. But I think you fucked up majorly. So I think the actual thing to do is to restart your account and just find a way to get that card to that person and to have proof that you got that card to that person and just be like, yo, this was a misunderstanding. He has this card. All anyone wants to see is that card. And you know what the thing is? You don't have a fucking brand. People probably don't know what your face looks like. You can actually do this again. You can go back and join whatnot and get to going. So just fix this. What you've done, the only thing you've missed out on here is you missed out on the ability to use this as promotion for people to know what your brand is called and be like, oh shit, I should break with him. He's good. You know, so
yeah, but this is not if the person who disappeared with this card is listening, this is not the end of the world. This is not you're not an irredeemable person. This can absolutely be made right.
Say I was on some salacious websites and I messed up my phone and that's why my account got deleted. This is all a misunderstanding. I've reached out to the people. I've sorted it all out. Everything's better. Everything's fixed. And then just make sure you do not ship this card to this person. This person has to collect this card.
Yeah.
Because if you ship it and it actually then goes wrong, no one's going to believe you're in the bin. So you need to get this card to this collector who supported you and was going to lose money if he didn't hit a single amount. Don't be a scumbag. So get to him, fix it. You do not even have a brand. You do not even have a reputation. And therefore, you haven't actually ruined a brand or a reputation. Like if Jason or me, if I tried to get away with that, Soccer United is in the bin for life. Yeah. You don't have you don't have a brand like this. You don't have a brand like Soccer United. So all you have to do, all you have to do is resolve this issue, get the card back to the guy so legally you're good and you can sleep at night, change your brand name, invest in changing that background, maybe go into a different room, start up again on whatnot, and don't be a complete scumbag.
Yeah, and if you want to, you can, because obviously people are, what would you say? One of the things about this is, I'm trying to put myself in I just think it's more interesting to be in the position of the breaker than in the position of the because it's whatever. If obviously you've done this, you've panicked, you've done this, definitely haven't thought it through.
No,
it's not it was an instinctual thing.
Yeah,
but now there's been a whole, and I mean, we've gotten maybe 5 mean comments in the 4 years we've been doing this.
And you fixed one with the background.
I fixed one with the background, exactly. And when people say mean stuff about you on the internet, it does actually
feels
really
real.
hurt. Yeah. So if you make a mistake and then everyone and their mother is just piling on, you might feel I don't know what to do. It's completely over.
There's no way out.
It's you can remedy this and then you can exit the hobby.
Yeah, but if you
want to, but you don't have to.
You don't have to. That's the thing. You don't have a face. You don't have a brand. So therefore, that's your superpower. That's why you thought you could get away with it. The only thing is the thing you've taken is serial number to 1 and is high profile. So you're not going to get away with that.
Yeah.
But you can get away with resolving it, making sure the person who bought into it can post it and say, I have it. Thank you to the hobby community. This is great. Because no one really cares about you after that. They never cared about you before it. They don't care about you after. At which point you can take a step back, change up your setting, make a new brand name, go again if you think you are a good breaker. Obviously, you're a bad breaker because you stole them. What I'm saying is, if prior to this you had made 10 grand breaking, which I don't think he maybe did, but prior to this you made 10 grand breaking, you can resolve this. You can learn from this absolute ridiculousness.
Yeah.
And then you could still actually do that because you don't have a brand.
But nothing can happen until the card. I should say as well, this is completely unplanned in terms of what's.
It wasn't on the docket, but I thought it had to be.
On the docket. I actually didn't even particularly want to get into it because I thought it was
ridiculous.
I didn't know the full facts of the case.
That's fair.
So I'm kind of now commenting on things that I don't actually even know what happened.
Well, it very much seemed someone bought into a break and the breaker done a runner.
That's as far as I know. I'm saying I wasn't watching the stream when it was going on. I don't know the exact, and one of the things about this stuff is the longer this kind of thing goes on, the more outrageous the version of the story that gets told becomes. And it's and actually that card was, and he did, and so I think this cannot be fixed until the card is put in the rightful owner's hands.
That's right.
At that point,
there's a lot of options on the board once you fix it.
There's a lot of options on the board, but there's no options at this stage.
No, and the funny thing is, Jason, if me and you hit that card, just hit it, not on a break, we open a personal box and we hit it, we'd be obviously delighted. We'd be thrilled. And we'd be thinking, right, let's grade this, and if we wanted to sell it, if we don't want to keep it, let's send it to Ken. That's what that would be my go-to. Let's send it to Golden. But if Golden's not an option, or let's say the general auction houses are just not an option.
Right.
It would be
for whatever reason we've been marked off.
Yeah, we've been shill bidding auction houses in the hills, right?
Yeah.
And we're incompetent to give it to someone else and let them auction it off and us receive the money. We're not competent people.
Yeah.
If we just didn't have the auction houses as an option and we didn't have eBay as an option,
yeah,
it'd be a nightmare trying to sell that card. Even though we know a few people, like whatever, but it's not like it's hard to say, hey, look, this did 100 grand, this did 40 grand. I was looking for about 50.
Yeah,
like the amount of people that be like, look, I can give you 20. Because they're once you're at that stage where you're kind of begging someone,
you need to be cashed out. You have no option.
You need to be cashed out. Now it's a different game. So it's like him, and that's us being connected. We actually have people we could pick up and call. We've met so many people at shows, whatever. We have a good shipping. Like I trust shipping that card, even though we could afford to just fly, hand it to someone, job done.
Yeah.
This fella who has this card now, I know for a fact, is just like, I don't even know what to do with it. Like, I'd like to think he's not there in his house going, this is worth 100 grand, like to his family. Like, this is, oh, look, this is it. But he could be. He might not have seen any of this backlash. He might be in his own little fairy tale world. I'm just hopeful that, and I don't think this will happen because he doesn't seem competent. I'm just hopeful that this person doesn't somehow get cashed out of it, and the person who cashes him out of it kind of gets fucked. Because they have enough more. Like, if we had bought that card without knowing any of this for 20 grand and thought, Jesus Christ, like, that was a big outlay, but all the other ones are minimum doing 40, like we're up, and then someone reached out to us and said, hey guys, listen to the podcast, because they always listen to the podcast. That's actually the card I hit and it was stolen. And then we're out of pocket 20 grand because we would probably just give it to the guy. Or we'd say, look, you have to give me 20 grand to get it back because whatever, I don't even know. We'd probably end up just going, trying to fix it. But so I'm hoping that this guy doesn't kind of run away with a bit of cash and someone else has to fix it, the mess that he made.
Yeah.
And also, he made all this mess for, I would say, no more than 20 grand because I just don't think this is not 100 grand for him. And what upsets me a little bit, Jason, is let's say he does give the card back to the right. Let's say you bought into the break. I go, hey, Jason, look, there's the card. I don't know. I had bills to pay, and
Yeah.
I think if you take
a moment of madness, like
a moment of madness, give it to you, and then you decide. When you first hit it, you were thinking, I'm sending this to auction. I think now you put it to auction, it's going to end lower than it should have, even though it's been resolved. I think there's a black mark on that card. Do you know what I mean?
I see. Yeah.
Some high-end bidders will be looking at it going, oh, that was messy. Is it sorted? I'm not really sure. Like, there's going to be that. There's going to be a bit of a, that card, that card's being passed around in videos and scandals. And, it is. The shine has been taken off that card a little bit. Like, that has actually been devalued.
So and like, it may just be that this is a one Lamine Yamal rookie that's now just off the board.
Yeah, could be out of the system. If he just does a runner and disappears, doesn't try to sell it, it's just off the board.
Because there is a situation in which, okay, you do it, you think, oh, I'm going to be able to sell this, whatever, you run off, and then it dawns on you as you're scrolling through, the Twitter, or you're going through the Instagram stories, and people are like, oh, I've seen some deviant shit in my life, but I've never seen somebody stealing a trading card. Okay. And then you realize maybe selling it's not an option for all the reasons that the community is outlining to me. At that point, I think you then just put it in a drawer
and live with that regret for the rest of your life.
Because if Lamine Yamal becomes Lionel Messi,
you might be able to get rid of it.
At that point, there will be a market for it, and nobody will care. A high-end collector will take it off your hands.
Yeah.
If that's a Messi 1-of-1 from 25 years ago, or 20 years ago.
It would be, but imagine there would still be carnage.
But I'm saying in 20 years, 25 years.
You're saying waiting it all out.
You can wait it all out.
The guy who hit this card that he believes is 100 grand, it will get over it.
Yeah.
And he'll live with anger in his life for many a year, but.
Yeah, he'll tell everyone I should have been able to,
have 100 grand, get the bathroom done.
Yeah. But like what I'm saying is, like, there is the option to just wait and this becomes, you're then just waiting to see if Lamine Yamal becomes Messi.
Wouldn't it be funny to kind of, you decide my reputation's gone, I have to play the long game for the rest of my life, and then he just doesn't pan out, breaks his leg after like 4 years, not even like straight away, 4 years. So you've just done all this, now it's worth nothing, but you're still living your life with your head over your shoulder.
I know.
It's not worth it. It's ridiculous.
I honestly think crime never pays.
No, never. It's never worth it. I choose a peaceful life, Jason. Like, to be honest, I think he hit it, and I think the part we didn't get to see in the video was all the comments that probably were coming through when he hit it. Maybe we could see it on the video, but I feel like people were saying that's 100 grand, that's 100 grand, and he just went, he didn't even know. He wasn't even like, I don't think he's seen the 120,000 sale of Yamal. You know what I mean? I think this fella is on the periphery of the hobby, not fully in it, doesn't really know, not up to date, fingers not on the pulse, sees 100 grand, starts panicking, things. I have this in my hand, like, that's mine.
Yeah.
It's crazy shit. I feel like we've been more fair to the person than we should be, by the way. I'm hoping this gets resolved.
I think if you have a public platform, you have a responsibility to be...
No, especially without all of the absolute facts.
Yeah, restrained.
But I think I'm just hoping it gets sorted, and I think we at least laid out a little plan of how it could be sorted in the positive way, not just the negative way. I think hope it gets resolved, because if someone genuinely did buy into lots of different breaks trying to chase Yamal and then hit that card, like, it's horrible to think that they don't get it.
And if you are the person who hit it and ran off and you don't know what to do, and I'm being genuine, you can reach out to us.
I was going to say, if you sent us a message, if you do listen, if this finds you, if you send us a message, like, somewhere in the UK, we would be able to fly, receive the card, and ensure that card goes to the person who actually... Because, like, I can imagine being kind of scared of giving it back, even if you've changed your kind of mind.
Yeah.
You know, you're kind of like, what'll he do to me? You know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, like, I would literally fly to the UK, collect it anywhere there.
Yeah.
Video proof of us collecting it, and then deliver it to the rightful owner. Definitely.
And it's not like it's not a sort of a sting operation. We're not like...
No.
Genuinely, we will help you get out of this if you feel like you don't have any options and you're wondering what to do. So, okay.
Yeah, if you happen to listen, reach out, because oftentimes people are like, I listen to that, actually. You know?
Yeah.
I'd like to think, I'll leave it there.
I mean, I like to think a listener to the podcast wouldn't do something like this.
That's
but we all have times in our lives when we do things that are later inexplicable.
Yeah, but I would say it's the thing that makes this almost less scummy is because of this wasn't a quick cash thing, because it's like you're in a hole now. You know what I mean? It's like you clearly weren't thinking about it, because it wasn't.
Yes.
You didn't like stick your hand in someone's pocket, rob money, and run away, or whatever. It's like, someone left the keys in the car and the door that you took it and went. It's like you didn't think this through. Which means it was a frantic.
Like you got the box CT scanned, and then halfway through the break, somebody handed you the report from the CT, and you realized, that a million miles in there, and you like enacted a plan that you'd previously outlined. We understand that's not what happened.
You made a terrible, terrible, terrible decision in a moment on live. Everything. So, and you probably are like, this was a terrible mistake. You feel like there's no way out. We will help if you happen to listen.
Yeah. Okay. Right. We're back on Tuesday. For more Soccer Cards United, episode 248. If you're out there over the weekend buying into breaks or breaking for people, don't scam or get scammed. And other than that, have a great weekend. Enzo, have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you, Jason. I can't wait to see what's going to be on those shelves in a few days.
The thrilling conclusion of the Jason Shelves saga.
That's right.